you know what, Professor? We're looking at a deflated Donald Trump almost about 60 days into the, Iran misadventure, if I could put it that way. Indians are amongst the highest contributors to the U.S. economy. Madam Ambassador, highlighted that point earlier as well. But this birthright citizenship, this entire debate, it seems to be being oversimplified into racial and cultural narratives. What does this mean for the future of, our strategic partnership with the United States? Between data and rhetoric, there's a clear-cut confrontation, there's a contradiction. And does this now reflect deeper anxieties in the global power shift in the face of all that's happened over the last 2.5 months as well?
Absolutely. I think at the core of President Trump's problem is the paranoia that United States is receding the prime position it used to hold once upon a time in global politics. So therefore, in terms of actual statistics, if you look at each of the presidents before him also deporting a good number of immigrants one after another, his numbers are not very different, except that his rhetoric and particularly the kind of language that he brings to the public discourse, that is particularly different, and that comes out of his sense of the fear that every other country is taking advantage of United States. And second, he is clearly focusing here on domestic constituencies because his popularity ratings, I was last looking at, was about 32%. Even MAGA supporters are deserting him. So this is not directed either on China or on India. It's primarily directed on United States domestic constituencies, knowing fully well also the fact that Supreme Court is already indicating that his January last year's executive order denying that kind of birthright, particularly to undocumented people in United States, and leading to a debate of birth tourism and so on, is not going to stay on. Supreme Court is going to strike it down, and it's going to be almost impossible to achieve a constitutional amendment if he wants to really do it, because that would need 2/3 of United States Congress supporting it, 3/4 of all the states of United States supporting it. So he fully knows that's not something that is going to be possible. But he's definitely raising this rhetoric for domestic constituencies, maybe partly to deflect attention from his desperation to find exit strategy from Iran. So, it's quintessential Trump. I don't think anyone either in China or in India is going to take this seriously, other than the fact that in addition to a good number of other irritants that he's brought into relationship, for example, with India, this could be just one more such irritant, which is not going to substantially change the reality. Reality also is, as Ambassador Meera Shankar mentioned, large number of talent pool now is no longer moving to United States, is finding opportunities in Australia, in Canada, in European countries. So in that sense, we will notice the real effect on the ground is going to be America going to be the loser, because we are saying only the kind of cheap labor of immigrants has fundamentally been behind pushing forward the rise of United States way back from 1960s till today in that sense. So fundamentally, Trump is doing nothing but accelerating the relative decline of United States.